Hey guys, I'm a Happy Meal. Hey, will you eat me? Well, sure, I'll eat you. Ow, that's hot.
Well, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, we're on the outside now. We're done with the inside. Woohoo! Yeah, all right. So we're on the outside, and as you all know, I installed brand new doors and brand new windows. Every door and window I've changed. So um, I had to decide what kind of trim am I going to put around the doors and the windows, and it the only solution is to use a pine, 3/4 inch pine. And in most of the areas, I'm using a 4 inch wide, and I'll show you what I'm doing here. And I'll show you how I do that and why I chose 4 inch rather than 3 inch or 6 inch, whatever. Uh, there's a few areas I need to replace some siding. Um, we have decided to hold off on the siding for a while because we have more pressing projects, such as the garage and fencing and everything, and that's all while trying to get the solar uh, certified and approved, permits and everything. That's something that I just started dabbling in, so pretty soon hopefully we can get that all completed and then we can start on the solar stuff. But here's what I'm doing now. This is pretty much the framework I'm going to use, and what this is doing is this is just sealing off the seams around the doors and windows that has the ability to allow bugs in. And we've actually got to put a bead of silicone all the way around the boards in order to lock them in, to seal them off from like ants and stuff. These will stop large creatures like wasps and stuff from getting inside the walls, but I need to seal them up so that everything. And since it might be a year or more that we actually change the siding, I'm going to go ahead and paint these. And we were even thinking about spraying a quick coat of paint on the exterior of the home so that we can at least have a nice looking place while we do other things around the house. Because this is probably the first time I've really shown you guys the exterior, but let's take a walk around here. Okay, it's got this roof over the whole unit because this mobile here leaked the roof really bad, as you guys saw. So this looks like homeowner built, and there's some areas that I need to correct. I see some dangerous areas. They're only using one carrier bolt in every board. They're not even using one up here. There's just screws. There's no hangers, no brackets, no nothing. So one thing I do want to see here is I want to see a gutters all the way around the place. This one here, I would have to put a fascia board and then lay the gutter in, and so that I could start directing water away from the house. Because on the other side, I'll try to remember to show it to you, but on the other side they have an area, because the property slopes up back that way. Water comes and flows under the home and all the way down to the end, and that actually washed out one of my jacks. Not the ones I installed, but that's why I installed them, is because one washed out and had actually sunk, and actually brought the trailer down with it. So I've had to do some re-leveling on this thing, and it's still not perfect, but it's much better than it is. At least you don't roll downhill. But our plan for the outside here is we're going to pull this ugly whatever strip it is. We're going to pull this little shelf off here, because I would imagine that when rain comes in this way, it's going to land up here, and there's a big gap right along there. that water can get into. It was poorly designed, of course, 85. So all this trim stuff here is going to come off of here. Anybody need an antenna? I haven't seen one of those in use in probably 20 years. But I was going to cut this tongue off, but this tongue is on the ground, and I would bet you that this tongue actually assists in the support of the side. So I'm not touching that. I'll just do something pretty around it. I've just started getting a system down where I can cut the weeds back. Now, let's see, we've got our cameras up and going. This roof is good for another 20 years probably, as long as I can take care of it. I want to paint all the pillars. I want to lock them in because they're getting very weathered, and it'd be nice to paint those up, you know, prime them and paint them with an acrylic. And but anyway, here's the areas where I'm going to need an 8-inch trim piece, a little header there, and then a normal 4 around here. And my window here is a little lower than here because I wanted to raise it up as far as I could possibly go, because that's going to be my grandchild's room, and I just wanted it up as high so that they don't fall against it and break it and hurt themselves. Here's a window that I deleted. I just pulled this off of here, but this area is something I need a piece of siding for. We deleted that window, and same thing, 4-inch trim, because the 4-inch will pretty much cover any gaps, and then we keep it pretty much uniform throughout the house. And here's another window that we have deleted. We're going to have to pull the outer window out here and put a piece of siding up in there to cover that hole. And this is the one that I'm going to be working on right now, since it's still kind of cool over here. I want to go ahead and get this all taken care of. I cut it out, you know, trimmed back a little bit so that my boards can fit in there. So that will be the very first thing I do. And that there is something I brought back from Arizona. And this ugly door here, that's where the water heater is. It's only like that big in there. It's not the whole big tank. I didn't show you guys the install of that, so I'm gonna have to show you. All right, guys, here is the water heater that we've chose to go with. It is a whole house water heater, and you know, you're gonna say, holy crap, that is so small. Well, it is. And when I ordered it, this is the first electric on-demand water heater I've ever used. And quite honestly, when I ordered it and opened up the box, I'm like, holy crap, this is not going to work. But I tried it anyway. And, you know, it's a 220. I placed the box way up here because I didn't want anything leaking, you know, down in here. So raised it up as high as I could for safety. And it's wired in. And you can actually set the temperatures. Right now I have it set at 109 degrees is how hot it gets. The unit right now is 86 degrees. That's pretty much ambient temperatures. So yeah, getting this wired up was awesome because we no longer have a water heater heating up every 5 seconds. We had to completely put drywall up around here because it was all rotted out. There was a leak that was spraying up that way on the old tank. They're spraying up that way and dripping down this way. It was a soggy mess in there. So I'm glad the floor was okay. I didn't want to have to try to replace this little piece here. I placed these boards in here to cover up a big gigantic hole here. We want to prevent any mice or rodents from coming in here and wreaking havoc. This is the drain line for my bathroom sink here, the vent pipe. But yeah, that's our water heater. And let me see, the brand name is Velosign. So far, guys, that's a good one. If you want specs, go ahead and comment below and I can offer you those specs. But for an electric water heater, that is awesome. It will supply hot water all the way on the other side in the bathroom, and in here, same temperature. Of course, back that way it takes a little longer to get warm. But anyway, onward and upward. We got this other area here with more cameras. And here's some more windows that we're here to take care of. This area here is a big open area that we're going to have to put a board under. Same thing with these other two of the same size. And we'll just have to place a wider board over here and then trim it in with the other stuff. But these flaps here, I've got to trim that down so they lay flat. Remove these pieces and start framing in. That's about it. These are all my solar panels. There's 20 of them. I'm going to be moving those back into the shed. I got some deep cycle batteries here that needs to go in the shed. These are actually good batteries. This is what I was using for a battery backup system. It's not a whole lot of power, but it definitely helps. It definitely will run lighting and it would even run my computer. With solar power coming in, this system here wouldn't even be touched. With the power coming in, it can run my computer and everything. But when the sun goes down, you have to really start conserving, because these batteries don't last long if you put a good load on it. I'd say a 5 amp load could probably run all night on them. But they're getting old. They're getting old. They're starting, you know, they're about a 12.5 resting voltage, which is low. So with these sitting out here, I don't even know if they're going to be any good. I don't know if the elements have got to them, or I know I can see some almost like they leaked. I don't know. I'm gonna have to charge each one of them up and test them. But this freaking mess here, all the stuff here, except for the insulation, of course, all the stuff here goes inside my garage, and I can't do anything because I don't have a garage floor. So we're enclosing this carport here, and we're going to turn this into our garage. And boy, that's a big project. So all right, so we're gonna get busy, and there she is right there. Woo-hoo. We're gonna get busy, and we're gonna get started on this door right here. And I feel like or not this door. We're gonna get started on the other side. So check my special measurement. See, I got all kinds of things going on there. That's a solar panel configurations I'm considering. Okay, so I need 2 boards that are 83 inches. Let's go to the saw. Tell you what, man, the humidity here in Texas is no joke. I am already dripping in sweat, and I'll show you how far I've got. That's all I got, man. I'm sweating my ass off. But now, see, you always want to start with the bottom boards first in this door. God damn, my eyes bother me. Along this door, we don't need a bottom one, so that's only on windows. So you do the bottom first on a window, and then the sides, and then the top, because you want your boards on the sides to go past the bottom board, right? We don't have a bottom board, of course. And you want the top to go over both boards. That's just how I do it. You may disagree, you may do it a different way, but now we got to get a measurement from that corner to that corner so we can cut our top piece. Get that cut. We got him. We got him. lot of people do things differently when they make a mark for cutting, and everybody does it differently. But as long as the cut ends up to be exactly what you need it to be, then doing it your own special way is okay. And what I've learned is my particular blade here, my blade is approximately an eighth. Whoops. If it was up there, you'd be able to see it. Let me see. It's about an 1/8 inch wide blade. Okay. So what I do is when I mark a line, okay, so this is supposed to be 42 7/8. When I set up my tape measure, I mark my line on the 32nd line. When I bring my blade up and make sure that my blade just shaves off just the mark, then where does that leave me? That leaves me right at 7/8 if I shave off the mark. So when my blade goes down, I just want to see a tad bit of the felt mark at the 7/8 mark. Does that make sense? If not, please comment below and I will go into further detail. But I just compensate for the thickness of the blade so that when I do my cut, because let me explain. That's a frog, believe it or not. I thought it was a chicken when I first heard that guy. But anyway, let's experiment with this small piece of wood. Okay, my cut I need is right here. So we're going to experiment on this piece of wood just to show you what happens. Okay, let's say I need to cut something at 50 inches. Okay, so I make my mark right at the 50-inch mark. Okay, right? So when I cut this, okay, so now I'm at this point. If I take my measurement, this board should be 50 inches evenly, correct? Okay. Now look, this board is slightly shy of 50 inches. So it's a little shorter than needed. But if I would have marked it a 32nd over 50, it would be dead on. For instance, this board should be 43 7/8. Let's cut this with the mark the way I did it and see where it comes out. Okay, so if everything worked out right, this should be 42 7/8. And we measure, and look at that. Bam, dead on. That's how you do a proper cut. Except for that window. That window's coming out. So that's another piece I need to put some siding over. But we've got this frame cut out, and we got to repeat that 2 more times. And I'm going to take my camera in to get it charging, and I'll go ahead and take care of these 2, and then we'll break the camera back out and show you what we've done. Okay, let me tell you a little secret. This is a couple days, well, let's not joke around. This is a week later, because I realized when editing this video, I forgot to record the finished product. Sorry. Yeah, I had a video of me painting all the trim, you know, or priming it. It's not painted, it's primed and everything. And I was all excited about, you know, having the time-lapsed video of me painting the trim or priming the trim. And I didn't even hit the record button. You know, I mean, could you imagine moving the camera around? And oh, it's a beautiful morning. There's a slight overcast up there. Whew, that makes me dizzy. Here. I entertain myself. And my daughter. Alright, so here's the finished product. Okay, finished product. Got all the boards around. I still haven't siliconed around the edges because that's prior to painting. This window we did not change yet. So that window might be remaining. We got this all trimmed out and looking good. And of course, we got that one, and I painted it up. These areas here, I have a big old long power wire coming out here. This was for the porch light, but I found that a porch light right there is completely wasted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a light right here, and I'm going to run another light, kind of like the other side. I'm going to run it out to this pole here. I'm going to have a spotlight shining out that way, you know, so that it can light up this whole area, because at nighttime this entire area here is pitch black. There is no light over there, so we got to get something. But yeah, okay, well, now that I showed y'all the finished product, we can get going.
Hey guys, we were on our way out of our driveway and look what we ran into. Look who we ran into. Now we gotta move them off the road so we don't hurt them. There's Mom.